Welcome back guys, hope you all are doing well. This is Mohammad Badruddin back again with another video, and today I'm going to solve lab number 4 from XXE vulnerability. This is again the server side vulnerability module, and I am taking these labs from Web Security Academy introduced by Pursuer. So without wasting time, this disclaimer as always for you. This video and its contents are only for educational and awareness purpose, and I do not support any unethical or illegal act. That's been said, if you did not subscribe the channel up to now, please subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon so that you can get all the notifications. So let's go. We were working on the blind XXE vulnerabilities, and especially we were working on the detection, how you will detect the blind XXE vulnerabilities. So in the third lab, we did out of band interaction, so that we know that okay, the application is, or the specific application feature is vulnerable to blind XXE using out of band interaction, where we deliberately enforce the server to interact with any outside or external domain which is controlled by the hacker. Now all these labs up to now are simple because the application is not checking any kind of validation, or it is actually trusting the user input. Fine, but what if the application is validating or sanitizing the request or the request contents? In today's lab, the web application is doing some kind of sanitization and the validation. Sometimes XXE attacks using regular entities are blocked due to some input validation by the application or some hardening of the XML parser that is being used. So in this situation, you might be able to use XML parameter entities instead. So now the thing is, what is the difference between regular entities and the parameter entities? So there is a very little difference in both of them. So if you see the previous lab example, here you can see this is known as a regular entity. Fine. And here if you see this request, so this percentage symbol make this entity a parameter entity. So this is the only difference between regular entity and the parameter entity. So if the regular entities are blocked or sanitized by the application, so you can try the parameter entities. Fine. And once you go to put this entity in the XML, you put it with the ampersand sign or and sign, then entity name, and then semicolon. But here, once you refer the parameter entity, you must, instead of ampersand sign or and sign, you have to put the percentage sign. Fine, with the semicolon. So this is the only difference. So if application is sanitizing the regular entities, you can try the parameter entities. That's it. So in that case, the declaration of the XML parameter entity includes the percentage character before the entity name. So this is your entity name, and once you put the percentage sign, it will become the parameter entity. The second thing is, the parameter entity are referenced using the percentage character instead of using the ampersand. So before we put like something here, product ID. Fine. And let's say we put like this, and XXE like this. Like this. But now this is the regular entity reference. Now once you make the parameter entity reference, you will reference it like this. So this is the only difference. Other difference is if I come here and take this DTD, so copy that, come here. So the DTD is normally you use regular entity like this, but here you will use entity like this, which is known as parameter entity, and you have to define it like this. Another way to reference your parameter entity is instead of putting between these tags, you can put it here, XXE, like this. Fine. So this could be anything, this name could be anything, but you must take care that if the application is not responding on putting the regular entities, then you need to try the parameter entity. Fine. So let's go. I think that's it for the explanation. You can again read all these and understand, and if you have any query, you can put your query in the comment section. So I already open up the lab here, and I already open up the burp suite. So let's go, and I'm going to enable the burp proxy. One thing I want to mention here, that to solve this lab, you must have the professional version of burp suite, because you need to use the burp collaborator. Fine, because Web Security Academy labs do not allow you to interact with any external domain. So they just allow burp collaborator domains to interact. So I'm going to take this. So you can see both of the screens simultaneously. And now I'm going to choose any of these products. So let's say this first product, and there you go. You have the request. This request does not contain any XML here. So come back here. There are stocks. Go to the check stocks in London, and we have the post request. And in the post request, you can see there is XML. So I'm going to send this request to the repeater. Go to the repeater and just send this request one more time so that we can see it's working properly. Fine. Now, because we see that there is XML and application request is dealing with XML, so let's try XXE again. So put the DTD, which has a specific format. Fine. Now doc type, and let's say test. Come here. Here you need to specify entity, and let's test with regular entity XXE, then system, and inside system http:// this is gonna be small characters, http:// that's it. And here I'm going to define XXE with the ampersand sign and semicolon. Fine. Now we need actually the burp collaborator subdomain here. So go to the burp tab, then go to the burp collaborator client, just copy this. So it will copy the subdomain and paste it here. That's it. Now let's try to send this request and see what application behave. So as you can see, entities are not allowed for security reasons because this is regular entities. So what if I make this entity as parameter entity, and instead of ampersand, let's just make it parameter entity and send this request again. So XML parsing error. But once we come here to the burp collaborator poll, now we should get the DNS and HTTP hit here. Still not. Maybe we messed up something. So doc type test entity XXE. Fine. Send the request again. And this time we get the hit. So pull now, and yeah, this time we get the hit. So the problem was there must be a space between this percentage sign and the entity name. Fine. So see you in the next video. Bye.